Kennington, also on the Northern Line,
Nice link.
aka the worst line, because it's not one line, is it? The Northern Line. It's two lines that claim to be one line, and they are annoying. And you have to change at Kennington, don't you? Because only one side of it actually continues on, the other side of it knocks off at Kennington, because it's lazy.
It's getting a bit London-centric. I can hear Scottish listeners becoming furious.
Just Google a tube map, and then you'll see that that's not a line, the Northern Line. I really don't like that. This has all been an elaborate way of getting people to hear my anti-Northern Line bias.
Yeah, it's just subtly transitioning the podcast towards a sort of points of view thing, where you complain about minor inconveniences.
So you have to change there, and the trains that stop at Kennington need to turn around to go back up the other end of the Northern Line to prevent shunting. That's what it said in the book. Not my words, the words of Haunted London Underground by David Brandon and Alan Brooke. And there's a thing there called the Kennington Loop, which is like it's a big loop.
It sounds like a ragtime song, doesn't it?
Yeah, the Kennington Loop.
Kennington Loop, it's the Kennington Loop.
Well, it's...
If that were a ragtime song.
But in the format of ragtime
If you can imagine that as a ragtime song.
So the Kennington Loop goes underneath Kennington, and it's where drivers, they get everyone off the train, and then they go into this Kennington Loop to turn the train round. And it's quite a tight loop. And again, I'm quoting, it leads to ominous flange squeal. In fact, I think it's actually irksome flange squeal.
Wow. One of the leading exponents of psychedelic jazz.
Irksome flange squeal.
I've got all his LPs.
I loved his Kennington Loop. It just went
the
on
only record
forever.
that never ends.
Yeah. And so in there, that you just have one driver, and he has to sit in the dark waiting at the light to come back round onto the station. And drivers regularly report hearing the sound of doors opening and closing on their carriages, and getting closer and closer. You know, the ones between the carriages.
Oh.
The ones that only absolute bad boys use. If you've ever used one, people look at you like you are some sort of king.
Yeah. Watch out, it's an ABB.
Yeah.
An absolute bad boy. It's a Wow.
I thought you'd forgotten your name.
I'm an absolute bad king. Yeah.
Yeah.
It works.
I've
Not a lot of support for me being really badass there.
not even an ooh.
Air of skepticism for my level of threat. Okay. No, I've never used one of those doors.
No, I did it once when the train was stationary, and it gives you a feeling of power.
What I like about them is there's a little bit, they sort of put it in your hands. Like there's a notice on it saying, you can use these, but you might die. It doesn't say you can't use the door. It just goes, you could die.
Yeah, easily.
So,
very easily.
Just bear that in mind.
Although my wife once saw some absolute bad boy stood with the door, between the doors, so in the little outside
in the liminal
world.
space.
Yes. Is that what liminal is?
Yeah.
Is that what liminal means? Is that what everyone keeps using it about? Is that what they mean?
It means that bit between the two carriages, yeah. That's what's liminal.
And all the pictures, this reminds me of that bit between
That
the two
bit between
carriages.
the two carriages, yeah.
Because, and this absolute bad boy was stood, 1 foot on each carriage, urinating down there. He's taking his life in his hands in 3 separate ways. Falling off, exposure, and electrocution through urine.
Wow.
Chasing him back up and in.
Yeah. Not just his life that he had in his hands, by the sounds of it.
Safety. He had his ABB, and other initials I can't think of. He did a PP. And I don't know, electricity, I don't know. Something about electricity. I don't know. So, the driver heard this noise.
Oh,
of course.
DC.
Of course.
Carry on. That's all I've got.
He'd get
AC, DC.
He'd get an AC
right
up his
up the
PP.
PP.
Yeah. And it would be ABB RIP.
So, explain. Is this rap? Are we doing rap now?
So that was the Kennington Loop. My troubling second album. And the driver reported hearing this noise after having obviously checked that the train was empty, reported it to his boss, and his boss said, oh yeah, that happens a lot.
Yeah, that'll be a ghost, mate.
Yeah, that'd be a ghost, absolute bad boy. He did a wee on the Piccadilly line.